The Rise and Journey of Beloved Child Star Raven-Symoné by Danessa Lopez. Everything about Raven-Symoné's childhood career in modeling, acting, and singing, and how that has inspired and influenced her newfound identity and social activism.
When I realized that just living my truth of what I am, there's one less person to fight me in my own head.
Booked, Busy, and Bold. According to VH1 and the common agreeance of our generation, American actress, singer, and songwriter Raven-Symoné Christina Pyramid-Madej is known as one of the greatest child stars of all time.
Hey, you must be Robert.
You're funny. You must be Carlton.
Professionally known as just Raven-Symoné, she has either starred or appeared in some childhood classics such as The Little Rascals, The Cheetah Girls, Tinker Bell, Dr. Dolittle, and who could forget Disney's That's So Raven.
Miss Tallulah on the line, ready to tell your future.
Raven has even been on our television screens as of recently with her 2017 spin-off show, Raven's Home, which has led her to be nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Performer in Children's Programming. You could also find her on older seasons of the ABC talk show The View from the year 2015 to 2016. She served as one of the show's hosts alongside Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar.
I have an announcement to make. No, I'm not pregnant.
Raven-Symoné has earned a plethora of accolades for her work. For instance, she has won 2 Kids' Choice Awards, 3 Daytime Emmy Award nominations, 3 Young Artist Awards, and finally 5 NAACP Image Awards. Such an amazing feat for such a young girl. We know by now that things only get better for Raven as the years go on. However, many may not know that Raven-Symoné has been involved in the entertainment industry since infancy.
And how old are you? I said I wasn't quite sure.
5.
5 years old? Mm-hmm. You have any brothers or sisters?
Watch yourself, Mr. Carson. Watch yourself, Mr. Carson.
Early life and professional start. Born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1985, Raven already worked for Atlanta's Young Faces Inc. modeling agency as an infant. She was already having her image put out in local advertisements. By the time Raven was 2 years old, she booked a few modeling gigs in New York City with an agency called Ford Models. It was there that she was given the opportunities to be featured in advertisements for brands such as Ritz Crackers,
Even the goldfish? Just checking. Ritz, the perfect cracker.
Fisher-Price, Cool Whip, and Jell-O. Raven began her career in acting at the age of 4 when she appeared on The Cosby Show as Olivia Kendall. From then, she has continued to book gigs one after the next. She had earned a number of awards and many nominations for her role as Nicole Lee on the ABC sitcom Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Once Raven became a young adult, she landed roles in numerous box office successes such as The Princess Diaries 2,
Some boys can walk, some guys can strike an elegant pose with a really
College Road Trip, both of the Dr. Dolittle films, the first 2 Cheetah Girls films, For One Night, and the 2010 ABC Family original film Revenge of the Bridesmaids. She has even dabbled in a few voice acting gigs as she voiced the character Monique in the Kim Possible series.
Girl, it crossed the border days ago. She told me she's been using your toothbrush at home.
And even lent her voice work to the 2008 animated film Tinker Bell. Undeniably talented. Though Raven has an outstanding track record when it comes to her acting performances, she also has an impressive history with music. In the year 1993, Raven released her very first debut studio album called Here's to New Dreams. She was only 7 years old. Raven later found a few successes in her later albums Undeniable, released in 1999, This Is My Time, released in 2004, and finally Raven-Symoné, which was released in 2008. The albums made it on the United States Billboard Top 200 chart. A few of her songs were even integrated into the soundtrack for the legendary Disney animated film The Lion King 1.5. We can't forget her vocals for the originals and sequels of That's So Raven and The Cheetah Girls. It isn't only her talents that make Raven-Symoné an iconic figure in the childhoods of many people. It is also her values and everything she is fighting for that make her a great role model then and now. Addressing the controversy. I appreciate Raven's transparency with the public about her sexuality.
I had friends that I experimented but never went far because I knew that this can't be talked about.
She has been a huge, outspoken, and unapologetic advocate for the LGBTQIA movement. In 2013, she expressed her excitement for states legalizing same-sex marriages. Then, in a 2014 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Raven makes her stance clear. Raven had received intense public controversy after her statements refusing to be labeled as an African American or being labeled as gay. Without proper explanation, it could have been seen as Raven denouncing her race and sexuality. However, Raven explained to Winfrey that she didn't want to be recognized by any sort of label.
I don't need language. I don't need a categorizing statement for it. I think that's one thing that
So you don't want to be labeled gay?
I don't want to be labeled gay.
She couldn't have been embarrassed or ashamed of who she was. After all, she was in a public relationship with the actress and model Asmarie Livingston during this time. She is proud of who she is, but wants to be seen as a human first. It is to be understood that she wants people to start looking past all the differences between us and just accept one another as a human being.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you too, baby.
The labels can be tools for diversity, but they can also be tools for division. Some people feel that once we eliminate all of these subdivisions of the human race, then we can all come together as one. Her comments about labels weren't articulated in the best way, but they could be a product of all the images she had to maintain being a child star.
Most generous, fair-minded teacher in the contiguous 48 states.
She comments on feeling like she was deluded to just being the sassy black girl trope, and wanted to feel other than a puppet that would dance, sing, and entertain strangers at their disposal. She also mentions how she felt she didn't have a voice or opinion other than what was written for her in a script. This is what made a host position of The View so attractive to her, which is where she made the controversial statements. Despite the controversy, in the year 2016, Raven received the title of Grand Marshal for the Montreal Pride Parade.
Your differences. We don't want to strip you of your identity or restrict you for your basic human right.
In June of last year, Raven tied the knot with Miranda Madej, a social media manager. She has mentioned her wife's influence on her having a healthier lifestyle. I would say she is doing really well these days. I hope someday Raven decides to come back into the spotlight with either a new song or a new part in a film. She is a creative individual through and through, and I hope she is well received by audiences of today, just as she was back then.
I may be small, but I'm not ignorant.